that, and that. Woo. All right. Let's get these posted real quick. And this. What's up, J. Cole? Welcome in, Jeremy. Just getting these copied real quick. It's posted on the Grounded page. Bam. Alrighty. Now we're good. Jeremy's on both. What's up, crazy? Trip was good. It was a long weekend for sure. But it was really fun, honestly. To find new streaming. A new streamer? I know, it feels like it's been ages. Busy week last week, honestly, getting ready for everything. First time away from the kid, too. And we had a lot to do. To get my mom all set up to watch him for the weekend. But it was good. The wedding was awesome. Went out really well. It was a lot of fun. Traveling to Seattle sucks, but it's funny because I live in Central Oregon, and it's a 40-minute flight, and then to Seattle from Bend, and then it literally took us 2 hours to get from Seattle to Arlington, which is not very far. Traffic in Seattle sucks. And it took us 2 hours to get to the airport on Sunday as well. Finally get a full chest? What the heck? Nope. Been way too long, right, Knife Dragon? Welcome in, by the way. But yeah, it was fun. Very good time. Alright, well, those aren't done yet. Glad to be home, though. It's always a lot. It was fun to fly, though, even if it's a short little trip. Get out, see some different stuff. Being raided by mosquitoes, that's the worst. Well, wasps are the worst, let's be honest, but that's the second worst. Really isn't anything worse than those two. Or you can be like me and just turn them off, because who cares? Did you see the patch notes? Yes, I did. I did a little bit of testing, not a ton. Seems like it's just damage reduction. So really wasn't anything good, sadly. Slightly disappointed that it took them that long to do that. Like if the fix was gonna be 33% damage reduction, I feel like they could have just thrown that in like 2 or 3 patches ago. India internet this week? Let's go. A little bit of a bummer. Like, glad they fixed a lot of like crappy bugs. That's awesome, but I feel like if that's how they were gonna balance the whole thing, they should have just done it like right away when they realized when everyone was complaining it was too hard. Come here. Make it a little better when fighting the infused bugs. I haven't really tested it all that much. I mean, I've been playing on mild because I was just over getting one shot by the bosses. I haven't felt like regular infused bugs are really that horrible. I mean, I get one shot every once in a while from something weird, but for the most part, they're just not all that difficult. But the bosses is where I was really the most frustrated. But I'll have to see what it feels like. It seems like between having a black ant, which I saw they do not intend to adjust the black ant giving 50% damage reduction. So between 50% damage reduction and 33% damage reduction, or damage dealt percentage, whatever, that's should be fairly good, I think. The Mantis, but I got Director Schmechter without doing the Java. Nice. Yeah, I feel like Director Schmechter's not that difficult of a fight. It's weird. It's definitely weird, for sure. But overall, it's not too horrible. If you have a good sour weapon, of course. I enjoyed that and the Assistant Manager more than I've enjoyed the Mantis and the Wasp Queen. Those ones are rough. Until I was in New Game Plus 4, I hated doing the Mantis. It was so miserable. Very miserable. But once you get infused weapons, I kill the Mantis so fast now it's not even a fight. It's crazy. I guess I haven't done it in New Game Plus 5, but for the most part I destroy everything. Back over to the bathhouse thing. Whatever it's gonna be. It's looking pretty cool so far. I had someone ask me how I plant cactuses on a YouTube video. On one of the streams, they're like, how do you plant the cactuses? I'm like, what? Oh, those? They're just there. I just happened to make them part of the build. To make it look cool. I was like, they do look like intentionally placed, so that part's nice. Probably could have moved everything back a little bit so it wasn't like clipping into stuff, but it is what it is, I guess. So I still got some details on the outside here to figure out. I'm trying to remember what we were doing. It's been a while. What we were doing it, how we were doing it, playing build battle with my friend. What did the magic school bus look like? Like a school bus? Exactly like a school bus? I think it had like rockets on it or something. That's all I got for you. Other than that, no clue. Google it. It's what the pros do. That's what I'd do. I guess that just means that can be that. That might just be roof. I don't know. These corners are a bit funky. You're my favorite grounded builder? Let's go. Not that there's that many of us left, but small competition these days, it feels like. It worked for a second. Get in there. Aha. But glad you like the content and the builds. Oh, there it went. It's currently my favorite game. It's probably always going to be one of my favorite games. It's just so good. What's up, Velocity? Welcome in. So here. Like always. No worries, man. Catch ya later. Yeah, my son did not want to go to bed tonight. We were hanging out with some from my wife's best friend and her boyfriend came over and we're hanging out. We had dinner outside, so it was nice, but my son was like riled up after it. Wasn't about that sleeping life. I'm building. Bye, guys. Peace. How do these corners go? Just one of these. So that's really weird. I could just move this whole thing forward, I guess. It's probably the smart thing to do. Game name? What? What are you talking about? What you talking about, crazy? I feel like this will probably make this much easier. Have to figure out how that's gonna work though. Go in your home. Yeah, this is gonna be way more consistent. I'm not reinventing the wheel on every single corner of this thing. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. I think. Go over there. Oh, could just do that. This works. Perfect. And then this floor just does something like that. One of those. One of these. Boom. I mean, like, move that over too, or do something different here. That works. I like it. Something like that, maybe. Okay. Alright. Too dark. So I almost have, I just need to make a thumbnail tomorrow, and I'll be posting the new, he's gone, base tour for Ludorav's base that I did a couple weeks ago. You get so many materials, I just grind them. Collect. Part of it for lint and charcoal. I'm in a custom, not custom, or yes, custom, not a creative, but I'm in a custom game. Yeah, I can't talk. So I'm in a custom game. So I have some of the settings changed. Everything still spawns like Like, I collect it and everything, but I have it set so the respawn times are faster. Doesn't really affect the standard materials. It only really affects charcoal, toenails, and lint. But, so those respawn a little bit faster than normal, and other than that, I just go and collect a lot. Like, part of it is I'd probably do a lot more farming than most people do. Just, like, try to stay as consistent as possible to doing it. So when I have time, like, during the day, when I'm not doing other stuff, I tend to just sit and farm. A little here after stream and stuff, too. I'll get stuff. I just try to make sure I'm always topped up on any types of materials that I need. It's just a lot of grinding, though. Can't wait till I can download Enshrouded. Let's go. Coming in for a bit. I feel like hot garbage. No worries, Fancy. Hope you feel better, though. Glad to catch you for a bit either way. I saw someone on the Discord with a really interesting little detail where it was like a slightly inset wall. Like it felt like a quarter inset. So like if there's like a half vertical wall, it felt like a half quarter wall distance in between. So it was like in the middle of this wall and that. But I think I realized that they're probably in playgrounds and they were just posting what they were, this big thing they were building. Because I don't think there's any way to do it that I can figure out. How is there not build? Hello? At the top? That's what it is? Yep. Got it. Can't build a burger? What are you building? Building a burger and what? I can't build a burger. I can grow a billy hog, though. I could really go for a billy hog right now. But straighten that out. What do we do? Columns. Okay. That'll work. Minecraft. You can build anything in Minecraft, though. Yeah, eventually we'll get on that Enshrouded hype. Just been having fun building and grounded. It's hard to stop. I have a problem. It's not going to work very well. Do this. And then hide our crimes. Nobody will ever know. Except anyone who watches this live stream at a later date. They will know. And anyone watching now. Enter if the broods and few summon raids to the floor. Yeah, I saw that. I have not fought her yet, so I don't actually know what it's like. Difficult or not. I wasn't really struggling with her. I mean, it definitely feels like there's pretty heavy RNG to the fight being, like, the easiest thing in the universe when you don't get any infused ones. And then, but if you did get an infused one, or if you got 2 infused ones, you were almost doomed. Sort of what it felt like. It was pretty crappy. A little further, maybe? Like this. And then... Might head to bed. No worries, man. I'm doing good, though. I'm also tired. I know the feeling. Traveling's exhausting sometimes. It's a long weekend. I had to sit in Seattle airport for like 4 something hours, 5 hours almost. That part sucked. Is one closer. Streamer name? It's on the screen, you goober. Doesn't quite work. I don't want to do this. I knew this corner was going to be really weird, the way I was trying to do it. I'll have to figure that out. Get this finished, though. Could just kind of continue this. The time's relative. Could be all sorts of different times. Could be any time. Could be every time. Could be all the time. What the heck? Get off of that grid. Could be my time, could be your time. Something like this. Hey, knife. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. How do I get over here? It's always weird when people donate because I'm using Restream, which has its like own platform, so I can't really like interact with it. But I appreciate the donation. Somehow Jeremy is currently president. But keep that up. You buy your way to the top. JK, JK. I'm not corrupt. I hope not. You can't buy me. Maybe. Why did I put that in there if that's all I was going to do? Whatever. I mean, now that Crazy doesn't have a dictatorship over it, who knows who could be president at any given time. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing for president, but yeah. I don't think anyone knows. It's a meme, really, at this point. It's just a meme. Nobody really knows what it is. But you do get your name up on the supporter wall, so there's that. Or it's not even that. It's a your name, your desired. Those are not on the same grid. This is a weird guy that builds off the grid all the time. There we go. Like a dummy or armor mannequin. All sorts of stuff. The perks are endless almost. Does that stick through? Dang it. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool perk, I guess. Just got into New Game Plus 3 and only have Tiny Mushroom House. I mean, I had this stuff way before New Game Plus. That's why I've built so much. I had nothing to do between the last update and when they added New Game Plus. It was a horrible time. No new content, just myself sitting in a room building. Sad days. It's rough times. That it was. Yeah, Jeremy, so you'll have to let me know what armor set. Maybe we can go look at it now that I think about it. You get in the Hall of Presidents. That's what it is. Duh. So on the top of this tower, you get like a setup. I mean, the Weevils were just Crazy's request. I know what armor I would like. Then Brood, leather helmet, termite chest, mantis feet. And then you get two weapon mounts. And if you really want some like little stuffed bugs, but they gotta fit like on here. So it can't be anything big. It could be either Weevil or Aphid. Honestly, that would probably be the most fitting for the channel since it's the Weevil King and the Aphid King. So you can choose between those, which side you support, and then we see how many. Oh, and you get to pick the pose of the armor dummy too. Hey, I mean, his supporters chose him for. It's not even kind of crazy. It's kind of calm. Yeah, and if you want a specific pose, you can get that as well. The pose and the like timestamp for it. How? I have no clue how to fix this. Yikes. It's a weird one. Just hoping that like slightly building some of this out might jog my brain of what I want to do. Actually, that's right. Yeah. One of these, one of those. Can make those armor sets real fast too. I think I have enough. Oh no. I have none. When did I use them all? And not keep a couple here? Or even just one? No, I have lots. Actually. Just one. What am I doing? Should have everything else. I think I have enough science though, so. Make a couple. Yeah, I think 23 is going to be enough. Alright, Broodmother helmet, a termite chest, and mantis feet. And then whatever mascotty aphid or weevil. Yeah. And weapons. Guess I could have put them all down there instead of running up here and doing each of these till I know. But it's fun to look back at this stuff. I've gotten a couple requests to do a base tour of some of the new stuff, so I need to probably do that pretty soon here. Be a smart thing to do. Fairly easy video to make anyways. It's just easy recordings and stuff. Ooh. Charcoal time. I think.
Meals on wheels.
Yeah. Main weapons are the club and the infected sword. Dope. The toenail scimitar and the club of the mother demon. Or as many call it, the scimitar. No thank you, sir. Okay, and are you aphid, team aphid or team weevil? I don't think I can, what's up, Goose? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Look at all that charcoal. We actually have a surplus. It's lint we're a little low on. I might have to move on to some other part of this other build, because I don't know what to do with this corner. It does not line up the way I want it to. How you doing? I'm doing pretty bad. Why are you doing bad? Other than tired, I'm good. You don't have to make crazy happy. You could make crazy mad if you wanted. You're the president. Guess I didn't make the weapons. Okay, we need weevil meat. Our chest's full, but 4 weevil meat to make 1 weevil. Doesn't that seem a little odd? You have to kill 4 weevils to make 1 weevil. I don't know how I feel about that. Murder the weevils.
Someone get that poor dude a tissue.
1 meat? That's it? Going to put another dog down because she's doing just horrible the past couple weeks. That sucks, man.
Is that a Black Widow?
Never fun. My wife's childhood cat, one of them, has been living with her dad not too far from us for the last forever, feels like, and they just put him down last Wednesday. Sadly, so I definitely know what you're going through. It's not a very fun week. Pets are the best thing in the world, but unfortunately, That does happen every time. That's the hardest part, is we have a Bernese Mountain Dog that it's like 4 now, but their average lifespan's like 8 to 10. And that is gonna destroy me. I'll tell you that much. Childhood cat had to be put down because of cancer. Yeah, there's a really good cat. Super chill. Just always hung out and was an awesome cat. But he had a bunch of bladder problems, and then he wasn't eating. Not very fun. Not very much damage. That wasn't that difficult. I don't feel like I did very much damage to it, but I don't have damage trinkets or anything on. Where them weevils at? You got a whole, like, farm of animals, don't you, Goose? I feel like you have new pictures every day of all the animals. So, oh, I was like, what am I hearing? So I was like, where's the science? Another one. Hey. I think that's enough. We got our go fast axe. I really want a spicy, best, good antlion sword that we're going to be farming for this go around in New Game Plus. But I also want a sizzle immunity quickness hammer. It would be really good. I wouldn't have to carry around a trinket with sizzle immunity anymore. I'd probably take any sizzle immunity thing since I have a quickness axe, but just bring all this stuff over here. And my brother also take care of some horse that high school teacher owns. Holy cow. You are the animal man. I think YouTube has Weevil Farm tutorials. Yeah, they don't work all that well anymore. They worked a lot better previously. They kind of nerfed and messed with them. So, it's almost just as easier to just go farm them. Perfect. Literally the exact amount. Nice. I'm stuck. Nope. Probably the best one I'm gonna get at that anyways. I used to have, the farms used to be so easy to make. They were so easy to make that they ruined any need for food. They were broken. And you could just eat, you used to be able to just eat aphids and weevils and heal for everything. It was the easiest healing you could possibly get. They nerfed the crap out of that too. I abused it. It was too easy. How is this gonna work? Could... End it here or something? Means I can't really finish this side though. And this is weird too. like this. And that would want me to make the whole thing move back a level, but that doesn't work. Could... Let's have to figure out this first too, though. If we got rid of this. Just did one of these. It's pretty jank. Can't really do that. That's the issue. Could do something weird like this. That work in all these spots? I am doing it. What am I doing? I'd adjust that whole thing though. I don't know if I want to do that. A little bit janky. But that's kind of how it forces you to build off angled shapes and stuff. Definitely could have been a little bit more thoughtful of how I did that, but it kind of works. I'm not upset about it. That looks kind of nice though. Doesn't really work here though. At least. Well, yeah, that's not gonna want to go there, is it? Wants to be like there. It's very off-centered. Dang you, grounded. I feel like this just should fit there. I wouldn't hate how that turns out if that one piece went in. Can I build it and move it in? Sometimes that works. Not in this case. It was worth a shot. I don't know, maybe I can figure that detail out as I go. I do need this, sadly. Yeah, because this won't work in these spaces now. Could do... What, one more of these? Then we could do that. No, needs to be that. It's a little weird. Not great. How's this clip? How did I clip that in? So random. Doesn't even look good. What are you? I have to do this. Is that too weird? It's probably easier to see with all this weird crap sticking out everywhere. Probably just going to stick to mostly building tonight, just so everyone knows. And then tomorrow, we'll get back into some story and stuff. It's not great. Do I do this? Is that what I'm missing this whole time? Get out of here. Oh, that's not even the right stuff. Let's use the right pieces. It's essentially exactly what I started with. I don't know what I'm doing. Oy vey. Is that how I got those? It's so weird that that works. I don't know. So it's cutting through the tip of these. Yeah. Weird. I guess it's fine if there's differences. It's not that big of a deal. I wish I made all the corners that now. So this looks way more organized. Looks pretty good. Not going for perfection and perfect symmetry at the moment though, so building out of our comfort zone a little bit. I need to do something with this. Wasn't there... There used to be a plant here. Weird. That's... Yeah, I built this specifically because there used to be a plant sticking out of the pot, but there's not now. Well, that's annoying. Now it's worthless. What's the point of it? Did they just make it look like, oh, that the cactus fell out of it or something? Interesting. It's honestly a little annoying. Why would they remove the plant out of there? Is that, and you could get raw science over here too, typically. Very weird. Probably gonna stop posting memes for like maybe 2-ish weeks. I have some bad habits when I'm depressed. No worries, man. Take care of yourself, my friend. When my family dog passed away, it was a rough couple weeks. We all have our own ways of coping with that kind of stuff. I do enjoy your goofy memes, though, I'll tell you that much. I don't always respond to them, but I'm pretty much always looking at them. But you do you, my friend. Figure out how to make these stairs work. Could add half floor. It's a little weird. Probably best to just do this. No, not that. Probably best to use your brain and make something work. I don't know. I don't even think this is going to have any use as well. I added this door in because I just didn't know what to do with. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to make this extra one, but it doesn't really do me any good. I mean, I could make it like a gangplank sort of thing. Kind of interesting, I guess. None of that works, but we'll figure that out later. I also started messing with like some skylights. I want to make the ceiling on this building really interesting and cool. And skylights kind of make perfect sense for this type of build, so Gonna mess with that. Oh my god. Feels nice finally having so many materials gathered. I was super low there for a little while. The temple really drained me of resources, and it's still not even fully finished. Why is that all damaged? I'll fix this too. So many repairs. I wish I could turn off damage to structures. That would be really nice. Nothing in here needs to be repaired. What the? I did add this. So this is a thing that's going to be shown up in Looterav's video. These only get bright at night, so the whole thing looks different at night, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, so these ones don't emit light, and these do, and it's like these make the whole ceiling glow white. Looks really cool. Quite happy with how that turned out. Still gotta figure out this crap. And probably add more detail. I don't like how plain this wall looks. I have to finish this too. Nothing crazy though. This is pretty much a mimic of the other side of that. And then housing. Gotta destroy that. Gotta finish all the housing. I forgot that all the food respawns different in New Game Plus. Once you have something spawn, it goes away. Like it doesn't go away. It stays that specific thing. Until you go to a New Game Plus, and then it can switch. Then you just have to go farm it a couple times to make it despawn and spawn as something else. But the hot dog doesn't. I probably have to make this an Oreo for it to work the way I want it to work eventually. I also made a little entrance so I can actually get to the Black Anthill now. So I had completely blocked it off. So now there's a little secret passageway. Apparently stairs now rotate. Lovely. That's great. And we got lots to do. Many things to build. Also collected a bunch of clay and crap so I can build this out. Gotta get building on these houses soon. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel. That's the only words I know of secret tunnel. Love me a good secret tunnel. I might do a bunch of the foundation building off stream though. It's really boring. So repetitive. I want it to be done, but I don't want to do it. That also means I have to like figure out how I'm laying all this stuff out. How I want to make it like function, and I don't know how I want to make it function yet, sadly. What's happening over here? Oh, it's just not loading in. I always forget that there's a black widow and a wolf spider in here, and they always like clip their feet through, but they don't do it when you're in the using the handy net. So I completely forget they're there, and then they scare the crap out of me when I'm like running around. Nasty things. Through the mountains. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel. It's a good one. Very good one. Classic, I would say. Could just make this a bigger section. Yeah, why make it a curve when we can make it... I think I have a dog hair in my nose. Worst part about having a Bernese Mountain Dog. Hairy sons of guns. They are. So then this probably needs to go out more. Did a corner like... See, it still ends kind of weird. Wait, well that works. I don't have anything to fill that, but I can figure that out, I think. Makes something work. So this needs to go further to do this. Means this is like that. Yeah. I was kind of thinking this stuff being somewhat covered would make sense anyways. Like, maybe... Well, yeah, I gotta figure out how this connects to this building a little bit better as well. This could be an entrance to the roof. Like... So I wanted a way to get onto the roof of this building. I just wasn't sure how I was gonna do it, but it could just be something here. Just build this like all the way over. Kind of works. See how it ends up. Who knows? Does that mean I think I can do this? No, it's the other one. Derp. This? Oh yeah, it's gotta be like that. Trial and error this is. It's not ideal. We do have quarter blocks now though, so that should work fine. I think that kind of works. Get out of here. How bad my FPS drops when moving. Just things with the handy net. Works totally fine with everything else. Figure out what goes there, I guess. Can we do... Hello? Quarter block, please? That? Hello? There we go. Or do we do that? No, can't do that. Dang it. Jank. Have a great stream. Good night. Thanks, Goose. Have a great rest of your night, man. Sorry to hear about your loss. But hope things pick up from here, man. Could maybe hide that like that or something. D4? Oh, Diablo 4, I'm guessing. You need to be kicking its butt. I don't understand how that's not a support. Doesn't make any sense. Hey. Okay. It was working a bit better than I expected. I think it'll work. Nothing wrong with it being a little different. Honestly, this corner works better than most. I probably should have. Yeah, I think that's just because it's like that. Yeah, it's a single piece. These ones are kind of funky. Yeah, it goes out there, that's why. And that one, I probably should have just built further. So pushed all this down, but I started that way, I think that's why. Yeah. Yeah, it all works. Sort of those small details that, like, you really won't notice that much of. I have to figure out how to do this. This looks stupid, but... Especially because I currently have the roof level lower than that. Didn't think about that part. We're gonna have crimes to hide. Could always just move this stuff up one. And do one of these. All the way along. It's a lot higher though. I don't love that. We'll see. Trial and error, I guess, on this stuff. It's always one. Why didn't they give us a crenellated one? That'd have been really nice. Those are the little blocks I really want, but we're never getting those now. Sadly, we're doomed. Whoa. That probably makes sense. It's not even the height of this stuff, though. I think I have the roof plan this high. Yes. The roof. Why is that? That ain't right. Well, I guess I gotta delete all this and move it. Yeah, I can't do anything there. It's gonna be weird. Some funkiness to figure out, but we'll make it work. Could just make this all a wall. Hard to say. Probably want this here too. Something like that. Oops. Could do... Hey. Oh. Dang it. Clicking too fast for my own good. Oh, perfect. Just use this. Something like that'll work. We'll figure out the little details as we go, but... Ugh, so nice to have the quarter blocks. Makes life so much easier. Could get rid of this. Do like a... Or I just move this all over one. That probably makes the most sense. Just like block this off. I guess that just means hand railings come over here, I guess. Like so. Continue making this whole area a tad bit bigger. I don't hate it. Yeah, I think that'll all work. There's not really any reason for this to be a bigger thing anyways. Just kind of how I originally built it when I had no plans to make this an actual building. Or no idea how I was going to do it, at least. Always wanted it to be something. I didn't know if it was going to be a building or just an outdoor area sort of thing. Nothing wrong with a bit more space in the build either. Get that out of here. It's the only issue is I have to do that with the floors. It's gonna bug me. This is one of those builds where I'm kind of like pushing myself to not build my normal way, per se. Be a little bit more loose in the details of it, instead of being so symmetrical and rigid about how I build something. Get that over to... That's the... I gotta do that. Oops. Don't actually need this. Just hiding this as much as I can is probably smart. This maybe? A couple of these. One of them. Kind of like messing with some of the extra angles that I got to work with here. There's a couple different random little grids that I have going on in that area. Bye, Black Ant. See ya. Honestly, just need to like take this wall out. The gnat hole is funny, but not that functional. Got a rooftop lounge up here. This place is great. Want some skylights. janky roofs that don't make any sense, that aren't actually going to work in any of these. So that works. That doesn't suck. It's not the best, but it doesn't suck. Yeah, I made these super weird. This is gonna make this way more complicated than it needs to be. This would have been a much better detail to do across the board. I've done so much of it though. It's too late now. We're figuring out how to be janky builders for once. Sometimes that's life. Wish this like went somewhere. Then I could make a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Secret, secret, secret tunnel. Do, do, do. Don't need these to be all little triangles. It'll look better. Just doing one normal piece. There we go. Some cleanup to do later. Hey. This is going to be one of my more unique builds by the end of this, for sure. It's definitely different. There's almost no symmetry whatsoever. Very interesting. Can make this area way cooler now though. Could do like actually like use this space more efficiently. Go in your home. It's not very centered. Go in there. I'm stuck. Help me. Still stuck. Oh no. That's actually perfect. Cool. Make like a little seating area over here or something. Be a good use of some of these or something. Little coffee table. Who knows? That's jank, but wish there was like some outdoor seats or something as well. Could do a little bit more with it. I'm also tempted to build out one layer for this whole thing to hide the ash cement, because I don't love how dark it is. It may not work very well, but I don't know why they got rid of the drag and drop on this piece. have to do a half vertical. I think most likely it's going to look a bit better. It's a little weird with the plants clipping through, but I don't hate it. I don't really need to show these little leaves either anyways, these plants. I like some of them, but I don't know. It's going to clean it up quite a bit. Fortunately, I can't really do a whole lot with the back side of ash cement walls. Either like the line, or you have to have like a perfect pattern for the rest. Oh, you know you can go there. I knew you knew I could go there. Vertical wall, vertical wall. Wow, my FPS is doo-doo. I hate this. Help lighten the inside up a little bit too. It's looking a little too crazy, I think. So gotta fix this whole side too, anyways. I'll figure it out. It's a little funky. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Definitely building this base very haphazardly. Just kind of random, whatever comes to me. Letting it be a little bit maybe more organic than most of my builds typically are. Go to base. I will definitely... I want to make it, I just haven't had any time to make any videos recently. Struggles of having a 1-year-old. Makes it very, very difficult to make content consistently. Another one, I guess. It gets a little weird. We could, like, fudge these lower pieces a little bit. I do want to work on the go to base tutorial. It's just the most difficult video to make. It's a lot of work. Rebuilding the whole base, remembering how I built it piece by piece. Your builds, you're super good. Thank you, though. I do appreciate it. Glad you like it. Should have a base tour of a member of the community here soon in the next day or so. What do you think of the new balance changes? I think they're just a little lazy, sadly. I think unfortunately they're currently working with a very small crew. There's very, very few people working on anything grounded at the moment. So I knew we weren't going to get anything major. I think my only disappointment is if they knew that they weren't going to have the team to make like very meaningful changes to New Game Plus. And when I say that, I mean like they knew if they knew they weren't going to be able to like add in infused armors and those sort of things like to really help New Game Plus. I wish they would have just done the damage resist update portion. Like they should have just done that like in the first update. I think that's kind of what disappoints me, is it's like, well, if the solution was damage resist, like they could have done that 2 months ago, just that alone. Yeah, they moved most of their devs. There's pretty much no one working on it. And so I'm like, sure, it works. It's a solution. It's not an elegant solution by any means. Unfortunately, it's just kind of the solution to like people being frustrated. So I think the only part I'm disappointed about is that it took that long to just do it. Like, I fully understand that they had tons of bugs and issues going on that they had to fix, and I'm happy that they kept working on those, but if damage resist was the solution for balancing New Game Plus, they should have done that 3 patches ago, and I think everyone would have probably shut up a while ago and just not been as frustrated. They could have done the little tweaks with, like, the Broodmother spawn and the mixers and all that stuff, because there's no reason to do the mixers in New Game Plus, so that's a fairly, like, irrelevant change. It's a good thing to have fixed and working, but it's pretty irrelevant to like the overall scheme of the game. So I think it makes sense. It would have made more sense to just like have done this, at least the damage resist portion, a while ago. Personally, that's what I think. If they knew that's like all they were really gonna get added to the game at this point. It's like, I get it. They don't get to control, like, how they're moving their team about and stuff. They just get moved to what makes the most sense for the entire company. So I fully understand why they did it and why, but it's like, it's unfortunate they didn't just, like, make that adjustment right away. Or at least earlier. Like, the previous patch, they could have just done a damage resist change. And then they could have been like, hey, so all we're doing now is like this. We're not making any more adjustments. And that would have been like, all right, well, they fixed it. It's not broken. I haven't messed with it a bunch yet, so I can't really say like, oh, the changes are great, or no, they're not enough. I'm playing on mild at this point, so I don't really feel like it's all that difficult. Even on medium, I didn't feel like the bugs themselves were that difficult. It was purely the boss mechanics. And honestly, I don't think they needed, like, the damage resist is sort of an unimportant adjustment. At least in my perspective, just in the sense that the regular bugs, it's just learning the perfect parries. 99% of the bugs, it's just learn perfect parrying. And none of the infused stuff goes off, so it's a skill-based thing, so I don't hate it. The bosses, there's just a few things that felt extremely RNG-based. There's a couple attacks that should be blockable that aren't. There's just a few random things that, like, could be better. But I understand why they weren't able to do more. New Game Plus 2, about to go to 3, but it's kicking my butt. Yeah. I think once you get really good at the blocking, it's really not that horrible. And more than that, you have to get really good at, well, it really comes down to just getting really good at perfect blocking for the basic bugs. From there, the bosses are, I think most people are frustrated because not enough people see the value of going to New Game Plus 4 because it seems ages away, and I was miserable fighting the Mantis and the Wasp Queen in New Game Plus 2 and 3. I think it was really difficult. So I think in that sense it'll make that easier, and then once you're in New Game Plus 4, you get the infused weapons, and I can kill the Mantis. What took me 5-10 minutes minimum on New Game Plus 3 on mild is now taking me 10 seconds on New Game Plus 4. Now I'm in New Game Plus 5. I haven't fought it in a bit, but I don't think it's going to be all that much more difficult at this point. What's up, Josh? Welcome in. Your bills are going to get to New Game Plus 5. That's currently where I am, and thank you, by the way. I think I want to get rid of one of these. I think this makes sense. I wish this wasn't there. That's kind of stupid. I could just adjust these steps now, too. I'm thinking we go like this once we get this cleaned up. Get rid of this. Make this whole planter stick out more. So I'm not like half covering it. Seems to make sense. The teleporters are super useful. They literally... So this is my sandbox build. Straight to my pagoda build. That's literally straight from the sandbox all the way to the pagoda instantly. And then from there, like, I can hop over to Burgles. I have a couple random ones, like over the charcoal for farming. I have a ton that I haven't even, like, fully set up on top of the pagoda base. Actually, we should go get charcoal. I'm working on a teleporter hub, but just haven't finished it. But the raw science gets... I have like over 1 million now. I have like 1.2 million or something like that. It gets really easy. The further you get into it, the more raw science you get. It just becomes really easy. Standard infused bugs no longer feel very difficult to me. I do enough damage now that it's not that bad. There's a couple things that are still frustrating, but now that the damage is so low, it really doesn't feel all that bad. But I have not fought anything other than a couple infused bugs in New Game Plus 5, so it might be really difficult. I'm not sure if I'm going to go past New Game Plus 5 or not at this point. I don't really want to make it exponentially harder every time. Funny, I was just talking about that. My only hesitation currently is that I want to roll hammers. So I have a quickness that sour damage best doesn't mean anything because I'm not using it as sour. I have a different sour weapon. I want to... So I have a quickness axe. I'd like to get a sizzle immunity hammer. And I guess I don't really care which hammer it is. And then I also don't love this. I want to not just have 4 clubs. I kind of want an antlion greatsword, and then I will use that against the broodmother if I can get a really good one. So that's what I'm going to be rolling for when I kill the mant. I'm going to sit around and roll for ages like I did for all the clubs. And if I can get a decently fast antlion greatsword, I might need to go to New Game Plus 6 to be able to roll a good hammer, or a hammer with sizzle immunity. But I'm not totally sure yet what I'm doing, so it's a mystery at this point. It kind of depends on what my rolls are. If I could get a good spicy damage antlion greatsword and a sizzle immunity hammer on the same roll, I'd be extremely happy. Very, very unlikely though. Especially with how my luck's been with rolling. Took me ages. I still need to go fight the broodmother and re-roll some sour clubs because the one I have is not all that great. Let's good, but it could be a lot better. I was late to the game and didn't know how to set up the ant queens. I got them infected on my current play. How do I get the sausager? Once you've infected all 3, you just get the sausager. I think you just have to infect 1, and then you get the pieces. And I think it's from analyzing the pieces, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that the... You have to infect... You get different tiers each time you infect. So if when you infect the... when you infect the red ant queen, you get the first tier. So like this is a necklace, so it's 3. Then there's a 2 and a 1. So the red ant, then the black ant gives you 2. Then the fire ant gives you 3. Pretty sure it's just from analyzing. And if you've already just killed them as well in a different playthrough, then you're set. Then you just gotta get better and better ones each time you infect each one of them. You don't really miss out on anything, luckily. It's just you have to go further into New Game Pluses if you screwed up, sadly. Get... you don't fight it at any point. There's no option to fight the infected ant queens. It's just a... the only option is... Ugh, that doesn't work very well. Might have to move the whole thing over and get rid of that. We'll see. Yeah, you just befriend, you can kill them or infect them. Those are the only options. Base location recommendations. I mean, kind of depends on what base you want to build. I mean, I picked the sandbox because it was huge, and I originally thought it'd be cool to rebuild the sandbox. That was my original series that I was working on when I was recording all of this for YouTube videos instead of just streaming it. So that's why this one started, and then it's just kind of spiraled out of control. I always think the pagoda is the best place, although you will see I don't have a pagoda base tutorial up yet. It's a fairly difficult base to build. But even just building inside the pagoda is really safe. Some people like the Brawny Boy bin. I don't like that with New Game Plus, the green shield bugs respawn each time. You go to a New Game Plus, so they'll spawn in the middle of your base. So I hate that. You can build on the deck. It's really safe for bugs, but it's really boring. There's not a whole lot going on. I want to build a cool base here at some point on that fountain. I want to build... I thought about a hobbit village or something through here. If I just blocked all the larvae in. This stump, the fallen stump, not the one with the wasps around it, but this one is kind of a cool place to build. Too many mosquitoes there. You can build a pretty good base. There's some wasps in the back, but you can build a good base underneath the Java-matic too. Some of these rocks are fine. They're not horrible places to build. I've seen some good stuff built there too. That rock's not horrible. Building on any of the stump things pretty safe as well. The pond is also a really good spot to build a base. Gotta get my building handling with the gnat on the same level as you. It takes time. I've been using the handy gnat since the 1.2 update. So I have a lot of practice with it. A lot of practice. This is a really safe place to build too. I've cleared out all the grass, of course, but pretty much anywhere in here is really safe. You can build up here is really safe. There's just some meaty gnats. You gotta get through that, but if you build up there, there's a lot of cool spaces you can build. It's all kind of personal preference. Will you continue grounded in the future? Will you move on? As long as I have ideas to build, I'll keep playing it, honestly. I want to start adding in other games to play along with it, so I'm not just playing Grounded. But I have to at least, before I'll think about quitting Grounded, I have to finish this entire thing. Which means finishing this, building out all the housing and houses that I want to have built throughout here, which is going to be a crazy project to finish out. Building out all the details and stuff. I have stuff to build all the way up there. This whole thing. I want to build the walls out and over the sandbox, because like I hate the color now that it's green. And I have to rebuild this whole workshop into something more useful, so that'll probably be the next build, is rebuilding this whole workshop, because I don't currently like any part of it. I don't know what to do with it. It's just weird. So I want to make like an alchemy tower or something behind this, behind these two. Then we have to finish the under area of this whole thing. It's gonna be like a dungeon area with a bunch of bombs. And then, yeah, lots of little details. Still haven't finished the inside of that. I haven't totally finished this build. Lots and lots of little things to keep working on. Yeah, I have. If you watch a couple of my live streams, I have played some Enshrouded. That's the next game that I'm going to be diving into for building. Funny that you mention it. That is exactly the plan. Played it a few times on stream. I'm just not very comfortable with the building system yet. So I got to do some more. I just have to play it more. But I've just been having so much fun building in Grounded as of late. And the viewership is a lot better with Grounded currently than it is with Enshrouded, that I've just been enjoying playing this for the time being. But I'd like to add in a day or two every week at some point here. I've been kind of back and forth on it, where like I'll play it for 2 nights and then not play it for the next week, and then play it for a night and then not play it and then play it, and just been back and forth. I haven't gotten through all of the story, and I haven't gotten all the build pieces, so I haven't had enough time to really like dive into the building and get like hooked to where at like this level where I'm just like, I have a build idea and I have to do it. And I'm really comfortable with Grounded's building systems. It took me a long time to get here. I have a really cool build started if you watch those videos. Building on the, what is it, Mistiberry Catacombs, I think is what they're called. An interesting build going there. All I've done is flattened it out so far, so I really haven't done much. But from what I've seen, it's almost over. I think part of it is just like the flexibility of the build system is almost overwhelming to get started in at first. Especially when there's still so much I don't know about the game that I have to figure out. So we'll definitely be playing it though. Sounds good, Josh. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Do you play on PC? Because there is a glitch on consoles where it crashes after an hour or two. I do play on PC. They did just release a patch today, so that may fix your issue, or it may have just added your issue. If it is a problem, I'm sure they're probably working on it here soon. Almost guarantee it'll be a top priority if that's a newly added thing. If you haven't messed with it in a while, then it might just be something that is potentially fixed. Why are none of these supporting each other? Oh, there it is. There is a piece in there. Why is this like half a wall? What did I do here? If I just didn't do what I did. It's probably better. Could move all this to... That's better. I don't know. Might have to mess with this, but we'll see what happens. Hope it's fixed because I lost a bunch of charcoal after farming because of it. Yeah, hopefully. Hard to say. I have no clue if it was an issue, like a previous issue or anything like that. So that's a bit hard to say. Can move these. That's going to be destroyed. Better. Go collect all this, jeez. So much random crap. Yeah, that's a little better. At least we're not just clipping into it for no reason. That's the right move, I think. So probably have to make this slightly overhang more. I think this is all going to be sort of a like balcony. I'm gonna hop offline, no worries. Darla, thanks for hanging out. Have a great rest of your night. Hope your crashing issue gets fixed. I know how not fun that is. I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we will be live tomorrow night. Usually start between 7 and 8 Pacific Standard Time. It's always the goal, at least. Triangle. Yeah, that's better. I have to rework this area a bit. It's starting to come together, though. Little by little. Slowly, we're figuring things out. It's definitely a slightly more... I don't know if I'd use the word complicated, but slightly more complicated build. It's just a little bit more haphazard and random, I think, is part of it. Which I think is good. I built a lot of like perfectly symmetrical things, so I think messing around a little bit's kind of fun. It's good to switch it up. Sort of the whole point is that each build in this entire thing is going to be slightly different in the way I approach the whole build, as or it comes together as one big cohesive build city, but it's kind of like a city where things are all built at different times and different styles and everything. But they all sort of feed off of the same style, so they all look similar-ish. And we got an endless amount of builds, it feels like, to finish up in this sandbox. Feels like we're a long ways off from ever finishing. That's good, endless content loops. And I might add more like details and stuff to this whole thing at some point as well, you never know. Like... Guess it's fine. What if we did... Well... It's gonna mess up the outside pattern, I think. It's the main issue with switching around. Yeah. Well, It would make it off-center. Which may not be an issue, because technically it would look slightly different, though. Just kind of thinking of like putting a centerpiece in here and getting rid of that, but it still kind of needs that. I don't know. I have to mess with that a little bit more as I figure out what I'm doing here. Also, lots of messing about to do. Actually, this is probably the perfect time to get rid of some of this. Make that a little bit better. None of that really made sense anyways, if I'm being honest. Clear it up a bit. Do one of these. Could do one of those into one of these too. It's definitely going to take a while to figure out the inside of this whole base and how I want to do things. Don't really feel like I need that there. Makes it a little bit better. Actually, just do that. Just giving things maybe a little bit more rhyme and reason than this whole base is currently the plan. I do have it on. Hopefully, we'll get started a bit earlier tomorrow night. My son has not wanted to sleep recently. Easy. Why did they change that back? So dumb. I wonder why it does that. So dark. Ah, it's Tuesday. Dang it. Gotta take out the trash. I'm gonna go. Good luck with the build. Thank you, Beans. Beans and chess. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Roughly the same time and same place, Tuesday through Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. I might start streaming a little bit more sporadic here and there, just with my son. His sleeping schedule's all sorts of messed up, so keep an eye out if you're not part of the Discord. That's the best place to see when I'm going live as well. Just did that. And then that gets out of here. And that goes like that. And then that goes like that. That's feeling a bit better, honestly. If we did like a roof. Is that weird? Don't hate it. Could even do some of this. Not perfect, but why is that? That kind of works. I mean, there's no way we're going to get it perfect around a field station. They're just too difficult to work with at times. It can only do so much, and since it's in the water, like, kind of stuck with what we're stuck with. Wish I could fill that in, but all good. It's definitely looking better than it was. Could even like move this forward, just make that a step. Sort of simplify all of this junk. This makes it look a lot more sort of interesting. It's a little weird. I mean, let's be honest, that makes it look a lot more cohesive, which is sort of the goal currently. Feels much more planned. We could even hide this a little bit, some of this. I have nothing to do at this hour, so I'm back. Welcome back. Just can't get away, can you? Can I build here? Please? Why can't I build there? Ah, perfect. I mean, that feels a little bit more planned. It's not perfect. You could even like hide like a mushroom on top of there or something. One of these guys, maybe? Ooh, dang it. No, you want to. Dang you. Why are you like this, Grounded? Please. I don't know. There's something there. Who knows? It's definitely getting cleaner, though. Little by little, we're fixing this stuff. This, I'm not so sure about. I don't really like it, like, clipping through. But I'm not sure what else I'm going to do. Is it the worst? Probably not. Don't know if I need that, actually. What the heck? Do I? Can't tell. No, I can just use a little guy. Perfect. Can even do that, I think. Get me out of here. I'm stuck. Help. I mean, it's not perfect, but Is anything in this space perfect so far? Nope. Get this crap out of here. Originally, I had planned on using... Where did that go? Oh, okay. I want more grass on the inside. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at this moment in time. We got some stuff to figure out still. Don't even know if I like that yet either. I am enjoying the direction this is heading though, or we're moving in a good direction. Cleaning up some of the things that were bugging me. And just forces us to come up with new weird design solutions, and it's part of building, you know? I have a few techniques for doing some off-grid building that I want to test out at some point too. I'm not really sure how any of that's going to work, if it's going to work, but I've been able to do some off-grid building recently that I'm interested in. So we'll see how that goes. Everything seems to just kind of fall into place with these builds, because I just keep messing with things little by little. Little by little. And that's also part of building, that some things just work and some things just don't. It's part of the game, I'd say. Nose is running for no reason. The heck? First time seeing you live. Love your builds. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Just a bit of chill building tonight. Nothing too crazy. Just having fun. Guess that's not even where that's going to be. It's got to be like this anyways. Yeah, that's why I didn't continue doing that. Could do something like so leggy. Sometimes it's almost like I have thousands of build pieces in this area. Yeah, that's too low, dang it. Could also do like a triangular one. That sort of makes sense, I think. This wasn't really working the way I wanted it to anyways. We got the serious ADHD building going tonight. It's on another level. will give it a much more finished look, I think, which is great. Then black turrets here. Not ideal. Works-ish. Yeah. I'm alright with that. Just give it a little, like, pathway sort of thing. Probably need to close this all off, I think. It's probably the play. Somewhere along that line. Make like a little room out of it or something. But doesn't really need to be open like it currently is. Who knows what it'll be. Leave that open maybe. This is the elevator to get you up to the top, which once you're here, make this actually be like a elevator chamber. Feels like you kind of like step in there. Oops. Now that actually looks like it's sort of meant to be something. Sort of change this design around, but there we go. Actually, use those. Well, that's coming together a bit too. Now we're getting somewhere. Still need to rework these stairs, but I guess this is good. Well, these stairs don't mean anything, but do they really need to be here? Kind of just redundant. Kind of useless, honestly. They no longer really make any sense, if I'm being honest. Which would make this much easier. So I could do... Is that how that works? One of those or something. I have to figure out how these stairs work. Did I hear what news? I feel like that could be related to many things. Wow, this is like an actual elevator chamber. How great. Just want to do it. Do I move that back one? Do it like... Hello? Sort of makes sense, if I'm being honest. What's the news? Don't hate it. Could make it that pattern as well. Could also just sort of finish it out like this, make it like a double layer actually. It's probably better. That as well makes sense. Then I keep this pattern going. That's not right. Probably do this pattern as well. I like that for some reason. That's gonna bug me as well. Doesn't need to be a triangle. Yeah, so then this gets you up. Where's a sign frame? One of these. Like that, maybe. Put an up arrow on that. Could make this double as well. I did tell Crazy he could have another porta potty. Could put one here. It's possible. That would also make this work better. A lot better. Yeah. This is starting to make some sense. I think. Continue these patterns along. See, then you go through there, you got your little up, bounce, bounce, bounce. Then you're up top. It's really just a quick exit, it's not that big of a thing, but fun little addition. 10:30, damn. Struggles of your son not going to bed early. Something like that. Who knows what news it is? He said that and then just disappeared. Nobody knows what it is. Hey, would you look at that? Must not be that good of news. What was I doing over here? Making a mess. 5 more days to Velocity's birthday? Yeah, I put it in my calendar. Glad I'm not the only one who's thinking about it. I guess the question is, I'm gonna have to change this slightly because currently that's probably too close. I guess I could step this all back one as well without it really affecting all that much. Alrighty. Well, that is 10:30 here, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta go take the trash out and get some stuff ready for tomorrow. I am hoping that tomorrow I'll be posting Ludorav's new bass tour. Really cool build. With everything going on, I didn't have time to do a quick edit for it, but got all the editing video made today. I just have to make a thumbnail in the morning, so I'm hoping that I can get that done and then keep an eye out for Ludorav's base tour. Give that some love when you see it. And I think with that, I'm going to call it a night. Good night, Jeremy. Thanks for hanging out. Crazy, Patrick, Beans and Chess, Darla, Josh, everyone who came in, new, old viewers. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow between 7 and 8. If you're not part of the Discord, join that. It's on my YouTube and my Twitch. Links on there. It's where I post updates if I'm going to be streaming or not. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.